Shalom, shalom. Let's give all praises, fear, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters, children. Shalom to the elect. And this is another lesson for our edifying. I want to start at 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 38, which is titled, Elisha heals poisoned stew and multiplies bread. And just the title tells you all, right? Because in the spiritual, that the men of the Lord, you know, the men of the Yahushai, the holy men, we are healing through Yahushai. The Lord gave us the remedy, and we're sharing it. And we are healing this world and our people from poison. And our people are poisoned carnally and spiritually, mentally and physically. And in the spirit, we're poisoned every day with the distractions, with the temptations, with the lies, with the tricks, with the persuasion of being a traitor. This world is trying to buy you, trying to buy your soul, trying to buy the truth. But we're instead of being part of that poison, we're healing the poison. We're healing the food, and we're multiplying the bread. So this is verse 38. It says, and Elisha came again to Gilgal, and there was a dearth in the land, and the sons of the prophets were sitting before him. And he said unto his servants, set on the great pot, and seethe pottage for the sons of the prophets. And one went out into the field to gather herbs, and found a wild vine, and gathered thereof wild gourds his lap full, and came and shred them into the pot of pottage, for they knew them not. So they poured out for the men to eat. And it came to pass, as they were eating of the pottage, that they cried out. See that? They cried out and said, O thou man of God, there is death in the pot. And they could not eat thereof. But he said, then bring meal. And he cast it into the pot, and said, pour out for the people, that they may eat. And there was no harm in the pot. And there came a man from Baal Shalisha, and brought the man of God bread of the first fruits, 20 loaves of barley, and full ears of corn in the husk thereof. And he said, give unto the people, that they may eat. And his servitor said, what, should I set this before 100 men? He said again, give the people, that they may eat. For this saith the Lord, they shall eat, and shall leave thereof. So he set it before them, and they did eat, and left thereof, according to the word of the Lord. Heavy. So the Lord has written our history. Our future is written. The question is, are you going to choose life or death? Are you going to choose to listen to God or not to listen to God? Because not listening to God is death. And just like Elisha, he healed the food so that our people can eat. And that's what we're doing as men of the Lord. We're taking the word of the Lord, which is our food, the bread of heaven, and we're making sure there's no poison added onto it by these false prophets, where they are interpreting the word of God in a way that they can profit from it here in the flesh, whether it's for money, fame. They're using it for their vain glory. They're not using it because they fear the God of heaven. They don't fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They don't believe in their promise. They believe in this world. That's what the Lord said. You can't serve two masters, because you're going to choose one and leave the other. So if guys chose the world, then they obviously left God. They left Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They can't choose both. This is Proverbs 21. It's titled, "The Lord controls wise and foolish people." He's in control of everything. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own way, in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. And high look and a proud heart and a plowing of the wicked is sin." Here it is. See, a high look and a proud heart. Extolling yourself, giving yourself a high name. That's a sin. Proverbs 21:5. "The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of judgment. The way of man is froward and strange, but as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise." There it is. The simple is made wise. So while the world is being punished, the wicked of our people and heathens, they're being punished. The simple, the ones that followed the Lord in the simple way, they didn't complicate it. They just went straight. They just followed the word of God. That's all. Simple. We're being made the wise. And it says, "And when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." So guys are wandering out of the way of understanding. They're curious about, what's the world up to right now? They're following the customs of the world still because they can't let it go, because they're worshiping it. It's the beast. They have the mark of the beast. They have that mark in them. They can't take it out. They can't, reject it. They have that mentality of the beast. They don't have a spiritual mind. Just like Cain had a carnal mind and a demonic mind because of the world. And Esau, you see, that's where that mindset comes from Satan, from, wanting things now in the flesh so everyone can worship you and give respect. But God doesn't deal like that. God doesn't deal with the wicked or the world. He deals with the ones that are lowly, spiritual, growing constantly, busy in studying the Word of God and not too busy trying to show, the world who you are. The world already knows, and the world is only going to know more and more while we are focused on God. God is raising us up. The Lord is going to reveal his elect. This is verse 17. It says, "He that loveth pleasure should be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil should not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contagious and angry woman." There is treasure, and the point why the Lord brings up that a lot, it's better to deal in a corner of a housetop than a brawling woman in a white house. And then now he brought up, it is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. That woman represents basically 2/3 of our people that are not obeying the Lord. They're not submitting to the Lord. They're rebellious. They're foolish virgins. And it's better to deal without the camp. It's better to deal without the camp, because if the camp is that angry woman full of contagion and poison and just confusion, it's better to leave that house and be as a pilgrim and just dwell in the Word of God. He got you, man. Whether you're in the wilderness or wherever you're at, the Lord is going to protect you. Verse 20, "There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from trouble. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him." See, the desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. It says, "The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination, but how much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind?" So the sacrifice of the wicked is abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. It is the horse is prepared for against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. That means no matter how much strength, power you have in the flesh, like horsepower, right? No matter how much horses you have, no matter how prepared you are for the day of battle, safety is of the Lord. So if you don't have the Lord, you're not safe. No matter how much you have ready, how much you stacked up, how much weapons you have, it don't matter. Safety is of the Lord. Safety is not of a bunker. It's of the Lord. Simple. So with that, let's give all praises, fear, and glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, Brakatam, Shalom, Brakatam to you, brothers and sisters, children, and continue praying and fasting. The kingdom is at hand. The end is very near. That means the beginning is very near too. And there's nothing that's capable of coming against us if we are with God. He's our safe place. He's our safety. He's our Redeemer, our salvation. So with that, continue praising the Lord in everything. With that, let's give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, Brakatam, Shalom.